Time in YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of Deck Profiles. Today we are going to be looking over Sylveon-GX. Now Sylveon-GX can probably be the most budget-friendly GX card currently in the format, and that's because you're not going to be running the big money cards like Shaman or Tapu Lele or anything like that. In fact, the most expensive card in the deck is actually going to be Sylveon-GX itself. Now, in terms of play, I don't know how much it's going to be in real life over the next little bit, but it definitely has a really cool niche in the stall playstyle. Now, for most of you who know me, I hate playing stall. I absolutely despise playing against it, but in order for me to showcase this to you, you guys have got to see what Sylveon-GX can do. Now, Sylveon-GX is the Stage 1 Fairy type for 200 HP, has Magical Ribbon. Now this is actually going to be our primary attack. For 1 Fairy Energy, you get to search your deck for any 3 cards you want and put them into your hand. Now, you're going to be like, well, N is in the format. Doesn't this kind of bypass the whole point of this? Yes, but at the same time, no. And you're going to see why. But to continue on, we do have Fairy Wind, so if you do need an attack, you have Fairy Wind for 1 fairy, 2 colors, so you're going to do 110 damage. You're going to be able to 2-shot quite a bit, but you're really not going to try and do damage if you don't have to. You have GX as well for 1 fairy, 2 colorless, put 2 of your opponent's benched Pokemon back into their hand, so kind of like that whole, if they're set up and ready to go, or they have like a Solgaleo or a Lunala on the bench that they rare candied into and they did all this extra work to get, you just put it back in their hand, and now they have to restart that line again. And it does put a lot of stall into your opponent's side. And then you can like end the next turn and get rid of all that stuff entirely. But either way, so as you can see, our Pokemon lineup is literally just Eevees. Now, in regards to these two here, we're going to be running Flareon and Vaporeon in respect to the Pokemon that are currently very popular in the format. Flareon, for one, will counter any of the grass decks. You'll be able to fight Lurantis, you'll be able to fight Decidueye, you'll have all those nice options. And Vaporeon will be able to take care of probably your biggest problem being Volcanion. So you have all that nice little opportunity to go there. Now again, here's the fun part. As you can see, it is a very different set list than what I'm used to running, but we'll go over this in a second. So we have Crushing Hammer. Probably the most disruptive card in the format is Crushing Hammer. Flip a coin. If heads, discard an energy from one of your opponent's Pokemon. Just flat out, you're going to get rid of an energy, as long as you flip heads, of course. We're running 4 of these because, let's be honest here, some decks run a ton of energy. You want to get rid of them all. You do not want your opponent attacking you. We are also running 2 Enhanced Hammers. This way we get rid of a special energies just flat out. If all they're playing is double colorless energy, we're going to get rid of them. Guaranteed with Enhanced Hammer. Next up, we are running 1 Field Blower. Choose up to 2 in any combination of Pokemon tool cards and stadiums and remove them from play. Now, this will include your own if you're not careful on when you're going to use it, so just time it well, and Field Blower can do a lot. You can run 2 in this deck if you really want to, but I'm only running 1 for the safety of the consistency. I found when I was testing the deck, I would really only need the 1 at any point in the game, else I'd be getting rid of one of my own cards. Next up, we are running 2 Level Ball. This way we have that opportunity to get the 2 Eevees, or even a Flareon or Vaporeon, depending on the situation. It just gives us a little bit of draw power, and again, through Magical Ribbon, if I desperately need that the Vaporeon or Flareon, I can get those into my hand as well, so there's a lot of opportunities here. We are running 4 Max Potion. Now, you're going to seem a little weirded out on this one because, again, Sylveon's only real way to attack is Fairy Wind, and you'd have to lose 3 potential energy to do it. Again, Magical Ribbon is our main attack, and you'll definitely see the disruption in it. Again, we're going to be going for like the Crushing Hammers, all those kind of things. So, having to worry about a Max Potion, you're just going to have a Fairy Energy on it, and you're going to remove that Fairy Energy, and you can just replay that. You'll be able to keep yourself healthy, and with that massive 200 HP, you're not going to go down very quickly, and there's not a lot of steel currently in the format. Next up is the Puzzle of Time. This card is absolutely amazing in this deck, and that is because with Sylveon you can pull 2 Puzzles of Time if you need them, as long as they're in your deck. You can just go, yep, 2 of the cards I want are Puzzles of Time. and that way you can kind of work with whatever's in your discard pile. Again, you can play one and you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck to kind of get yourself out of a bad situation, but the primary use for Puzzle of Time is going to be the second one, where you play 2 of them and get 2 cards from your discard pile back in your hand. With that being said, we're going to be running the new, or we're not going to be running the new. It's going to be Super Rod is our next card, and this card is going to be way better than running a Rescue Stretcher, and that is because the only thing you're probably going to be going for are energy. You're not really going to lose a lot of your Sylveons, especially if you're playing everything correctly. You should be mitigating your opponent so that they have nothing. They have no resources, nothing at all, and you're hoping to get in with the attacks of your own, and you're going to need the energy to do it. So Super Rod is going to primarily go for that energy. Via Seeker is actually the only one of our staples that we are running. We do not want to go through resources quickly, so Trainer's Mail is not the best thing for us. And we don't want to just give up our resources, so Ultra Ball actually does not work in this deck. So Via Seeker is probably like your second most expensive card in here. You get to put a supporter card from your discard pile back in your hand, and it is literally going to save our lives in terms of getting the right supporter when we need it. We are running Parallel City. Again, this is going to reduce our opponent's potential to run bench space. Having potential to only have 3 Pokemon means you can't play that necessary Shaman or Tapu Lele to get yourself in a better position. It's just going to be a great stadium for this deck. We are running 1 Delinquent. You get to discard a stadium, and you get to remove 3 cards from your opponent's hand. And again, that's huge disruption. Getting rid of all the cards in your opponent's hand means they have to top deck. It means that you have that opportunity to kind of set up and be like, oh yeah, now I'm just ready to start doing stuff that I need to do. We also have a Hex Maniac. Until the end of your opponent's next turn, each Pokemon in play, hand, and in discard pile has no abilities. This is very clutch to get rid of things like Garbodor and stuff, especially if you're going to be running your EVs properly. This way, your abilities, well, it doesn't really matter. But you can shut off things that might stop you from doing things, and it's nice. Nice just to have one. We do have the Lysander. You get to move one of your opponent's active to the front. Sorry, you get to move one of their bench to their front, and the active Pokemon that might be doing a lot of damage can go back into the back, and you're just going to keep hammering away and getting rid of all that necessary stuff. Lysander has a ton of opportunities. You can be hyper aggressive or hyper defensive playing the right setup here. Now we are running N of our own, and this is because, again, we're going to be running so many utility cards that sometimes the N is the disruption. If they've managed to get down to prize cards, you just N, and then you can get rid of whatever they had. If they've managed to take some prizes, you just N their hand away, and boom! They're hopefully not going to have too much left after a good N in the right play. Next up is 1 Kukui. Now you're going to be like, you're not being aggressive with this deck, so why do you have 1 Kukui? And this is actually to counter your biggest threat, and that is going to be Garbodor. You're going to be using a ton of item cards. Like, look at the deck. Look at this deck, guys. Like, look at how many item cards you have. Garbodor is going to be one of the biggest problems for us, and I want to be able to one-shot a Garbodor. So having Kukui means that not only will Fairy Wind be able to take it out with one shot, but we'll be able to draw additional cards and potentially stop our opponent from setting up even further. Now, of course, the most popular supporter in this one is going to be the Team Flare. We have 4 of these, and you get to discard an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. This is going to just shut them down completely, stop them from doing things that they want to do, anything like that. Next up is Team Rocket's Handiwork. Flip 2 coins for each heads, discard 2 cards from the top of your opponent's deck. Again, one of our biggest ways of winning this is to mill out our opponent. They're going to try and go for as many resources as they can early game, try and set up, get as far into it as they can, so we don't have that opportunity to disrupt them. Well, unfortunately, if we can get rid of their cards prior, Team Rocket's Handiwork is going to be a fantastic way of doing that. Next up is the Team Skull Grunt. Your opponents reveal their hand, so not only do we get to see what they actually have on them, but we do get to discard up to 2 energy cards from it. So if we manage to, say, get an N, and we know, hey, or sorry, not N, we know that we just threw energy up there. Say in the previous turn we plead GX, they had 3 energy on a Pokemon, we send it all back in. You have that now. They'll be able to play 1 for that turn, and then you'll be able to Team Skull Grunt and get rid of those energies. So now they're not able to play all that, and there are resources gone. So again, Team Skull Grunt, just one of them, but it can really play a big part in it. Now, we are only running 2 double colorless energy, and again, if you really desperately have to, you can always, like, if one of them gets discarded, you can always puzzle time to get one back. But again, our biggest problem is not going to be for the attack. We are going for the magical ribbon, and you'll see just how nicely well done this can play out. And I'm running 9 fairy energy without the real turn to... no shamans or anything like that to draw support. You are going to want to run a higher amount of energy. This way you have that potential to draw them. I had one test match where I literally was drawn, like I drew into 6 of them. So 2 Sylveons were completely set up and ready to go while also completely controlling my opponent. It was a fantastic matchup. I'm kind of wishing I wish I recorded it. But needless to say, that is the deck. Let me know in the comment section below, what have you been running with Sylveon-GX, because it does let me have a great idea of what you guys are doing with your own new format of cards. Again, these guys are going to be completely mitigating the new format, and I think Sylveon-GX is going to be heavily popular in the next little while. So keep an eye out for it, along with Garbodor, of course. Without any further ado, let's get ourselves into a couple TCGO matches and see just what Sylveon can do. Alright guys, our first match is here against Ministerial. I have no idea how to pronounce your name, and I do apologize. We're going to go for a Tails on this coin flip. We're going to lose the coin toss, so Ministerial gets to go first. We are going to return our hand back to our deck because we did not get an Eevee. Now our opponent will be able to decide his good old Pokemon and all that kind of stuff. He's definitely Psychic Dragon. I don't know what will be expected here, but it'll be kind of cool nonetheless. We're going to mulligan again. Now he's getting all the opportunities here, but again, that could be a good thing because it does force him to use some cards. We are going to get our Eevee. I'm not going to use the Sylveon that we have in hand. We'll be able to just kind of go for it. I want to have my Sylveon ready to go turn 1. Our opponent is still selecting the Pokemon. They have a Shaman! Eevee in the back. It's going to be Espeon. Choice Band onto that Eevee. It's going to evolve. This is going to be a bit of a problem because Shaman gets to heal them. And that Eevee now is evolved into an Espeon, which actually really hinders us. Altar of the Moon is the stadium. Olympia is going to switch him in. Now, he can't attack me, but I do need to get some mitigation here, else I will be in a lot of trouble. We do get Crushing Hammer. Come on. Nope. God darn it. Let's Eevee. Or, let's Sylveon here. Yes, please. Let's get Sylveon. We have all of them in the deck, so it's good to know. We are going to go for... I haven't got any mitigation here. Let's go for an N. He has a perfect opening to counter me. Because Espeon actually is a very good counter against me. Because it confuses me. Now the other thing too is without that Crushing Hammer, he'll be able to actually hit me with Psychic and do a lot of damage. We want to get a Team Flare Grunt. For sure. We already have the energy we could potentially need. We're gonna go for a Max Potion. I want to go for a Field Blower because I really want to get rid of that that good old energy. Now, does that Shaman literally have free retreat? Nope. Oh, you Olympiad. Correct. That is what happened. So we're gonna see a second energy. He can't Psychic. He can Psybeam us though, which is a problem. Now we are 60 damage in. Okay. We are going to Team Flare Grunt. We're going to Leaf Blower. Get rid of that Choice Band because we don't want you getting any more damage. And, Fairy Energy onto Eevee. Because now we can kind of get ourselves going here. We'll probably get another Eevee. Now I'm going to have to take some damage here if I miss my Confusion Flip. But at least this way I can kind of still try to go for those cards that I need. We're going to drop another Eevee down. I'm just going to go for the Magical Ribbon at this point. Come on, heads. Nope, we are going to miss. Oh! We're going to miss. I don't get to show you guys anything yet. Another Alter of the Moon. He's got Dragalge in this deck. What is going on here? Psybeam is going to do 30. This would be the perfect time to go for a Max Potion, heal off all that damage that I've taken, and then drop a nice Fairy Energy back on. We are going to have to go for the Team Rocket Handiwork, and we're going to get 2 cards. We got an N, which isn't very good for us because now he's via Secretable. We want to go for that Magical Ribbon. We're going to miss again. This is a bit of a problem. And if he's got another energy, he'll be able to go for Psychics. Dragalge means that... Okay, I was not expecting that Dragalge. We're going to take 90 from Psychic. He's in full control of what's going on here. Like, there's not much I can do. We're gonna go for this again. Go for another Sylveon. Did we have an N in here? Yes, we do. So I want to go for that because I need card draw. Actually, my best play is to just get rid of another energy. We'll go for that, and hopefully in the next turn we can actually get a. We'll get rid of one of these psychics, and it does 30 more damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active. Okay, so we're not getting that. Okay, so we do go for Magical Ribbon. We actually are going to get it this time, which is beautiful. And I need to get some way of... I'm going to get a Max Potion, Crushing Hammer. I need like all the ways to get rid of his stuff. So okay, we have the potential right now, if he doesn't draw an energy, to get rid of all that energy. He'll be down to nothing. Psybeam is going to hit me for 30. I can Max Potion, but I didn't grab a Fairy Energy. Problem. So we're going to attempt a Crushing Hammer here. We fail. We're going to go for a nice Team Flare Grunt, and we're going to get rid of that Psychic Energy, because you don't need it. Oh boy. I'm actually going to probably pass this turn. I'm gonna have, just to get an idea of what we have. Okay, I can take that. I can Max Potion Kukui, kind of get a good start on this. I am gonna pass though. I'm not gonna give him the opportunity to knock me out if I fail this coin toss, because he can't attack me right now. There's no way he'd be able to get 2 energies down and a Psychic Energy. It's just not possible. So we've stalled him out significantly in that regard. We are gonna get N though. I don't know why I put the Max Potion on top when I had the Max Potion in my hand. That was a bad play. But we got it back. We got a Crushing Hammer. He's taking a Rainbow Energy, so he can still hit me for Psybeam, which is thankfully why we did not go for the attack. But he managed to actually get us all the utility we needed. We're going to Max Potion up. We're going to drop our Fairy Energy down. We're going to Crushing Hammer. Come on, land this one. Yes. We are going to get rid of you. You took 10 damage for nothing. We're going to Team Flare Grunt. And we're going to go for that Magical Ribbon. Hopefully getting... Nope, we're going to hit ourselves. We're going to hit ourselves. Now, we've got 2 Fairy Energy back in the deck, or in the discard pile, so we can try and get them back. We're going to get End again. Our opponent is giving us a lot of cards, which is actually a problem because we're not using up his resources. We got a Puzzle of Time. We got a Team Flare Grunt, which is great. Now our opponent is starting to use up his resources, though. Hopefully we'll be able to see them disappear soon. You have 110 damage. I Lysander that up. I can get rid of a prize. And it'll be one less Pokemon on his side of the board. We see Bapeachu hit the field. Are you weak to Fairy? No, you're weak to Fighting. I'm gonna keep this one in my hand. I don't know what I'm talking about. I need a double colorless energy. He hasn't got any energy on the board, which is great for us. We're gonna get rid of his Altar of the Moon. reducing his bench space, so his bench is now full. And I'm going to actually sacrifice this to retreat, and then we can put the energy back in. So we can retreat into this one. We can Super Rod, get those energy back. And I'd rather the Drampa be up front than this Espeon right now. So we're gonna Lysander that in, and we're gonna go for a Magical Ribbon. Now we can go. This is a lot more strategic than I thought it was gonna be. I can get the double colorless energy to start attacking. I can get a Lysander, and I guess I can start. If he needs anything, he doesn't need that. Hard choices here. I'm gonna grab another. No, that's a silly play. That's a silly play. I'm gonna start getting these puzzles because I got two, so I can actually. I didn't realize I had one in my hand. Now I can at least junk dive for whatever I need to do. The Drampa is up. He's gonna go for a max elixir. Who's it gonna go on? It's gonna go on the Shaman. Now that actually only has 110 HP. I can go for that Shaman drop right now. Get rid of the energy. I'll get a knockout here, which is great. And he's Sycamore, so he's already using up a lot of his resources. Down goes our Stadium, not a big deal. He does have that ability to retreat, and he's going to go into the Espeon. Can't play anything. Has a Choice Band onto the Drampa. We're going to see a VS Seeker, and he is going to grab himself what? He's going to get an N, which is fine. So we're going to draw our card. We're going to get a Vaporeon. I can drop down this. I wish he didn't retreat out, but he did. I'm gonna Lysander in that Shaman. We're gonna get two prizes here. And I can save. Do I puzzle now, though? That is the question. What do I need from here? I can get rid of the Choice Band and the. I can go for my Stadium, and I can go for. Yeah, I think I'm gonna puzzle. I can get a Field Blower, and I can get the Stadium to reduce his bench space, and that's exactly what we want. So we can go Field Blower. We'll be able to go for the Choice Band and a Stadium, and then done. No more Choice Band for you. We're gonna go for the Parallel City. Put that back in play. And we're going to actually knock out this EX right now. Going for this Fairy Wind. Bam. It's gone. We're going to claim two prizes, which are a Double Colorless Energy and a Delinquent. The Delinquent is amazing right now, because if he plays anything, we can just top deck him. Get him to top deck, and that's great. He can side beam me all he wants now. I'm not in a big problem with that. He's going to Fisherman, which is a great time for him to do it, because he's going to get all his energy back into his hand. I'm going to drop one down onto this guy here. I might actually want to end. We're going to get confused. I've got so many options. We're going to drop this down onto this Sylveon here. And I want to get rid of this Espeon, like, badly. So let's do some damage. We're gonna get rid of that Psychic Energy. Now I know he can hit me. I know he can hit me. We're gonna retreat out into my Sylveon. Get rid of the Double Colorless Energy. And boom! It's gonna go up. We're gonna go for a Fairy Wind. Because I have opportunities to get rid of stuff, and I do not want him setting up on me. That'd be bad. So 120. We might actually be able to outdamage him at this point. He's going to try and get that additional damage up. I might plea right now. Ooh, he's going to set up right now. Switching out. He's going to go for a Righteous Edge, which is going to remove my Double Colorless Energy, which is fine. We're gonna get a Flareon, so nothing great there. I can drop a Fairy Energy down onto the damaged Sylveon in the back. And... Question is, do I Delinquent? No. No, I don't need to Delinquent right now. Best place to get rid of that energy out of his hand. All I got was energy. And I got my Delinquent back. That was bad. That was bad. We are going to Magical Ribbon. Do we have any way of moving this stuff around? I'm going to need a VS Seeker. I'm going to plea up that Drampa. We can go for Max. Fairy Energy. I don't know why I just went for a Fairy Energy when I have two of them in my hand, but I did. He has all three of them in hand now. That's a problem. Ends my hand. Oh boy. He can go for that Berserk. If there's any damage counters, he can now hit me for 150. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I haven't got anything going for me here now. I got a Fairy Energy. Heal off that damage. We're gonna go back with our Sylveon here. I gotta try and get something. That N is it's just hurting me so bad right now. I will go for another Max Potion here. I need to get. I don't need the Fairy Energy. I need a VS Seeker. I guess I could get my Team Rocket's handiwork out. Those are options. Again, you guys shouting at home will be like, what is he doing? What is going on here? We're going to see a... Oh my... Where are all these ends coming from? I got nothing. Like, I'm trying to so hard get so much of this movement going. I know what I need to do. I just need the VS Seeker. It's really all I need. I can actually knock him out if I get some right cards here. It's gonna get a Lysander who's actually gonna try and go for one of my weakened Sylveon. You've already ended though, so you can't do that. Berserk is gonna hit me for pretty much a lot of damage. Pretty much a lot of damage. And we're going to get a Team Rocket's handiwork, which is absolutely horrendous for us right now. I'm going to put an energy down onto our Sylveon. I've got to try and go for this. I got two cards. I don't know what I got. I got a Magical Ribbon here. He is going to be able to land this. I need a VS Seeker badly. And I don't have double colorless energy. I need a Fairy Energy. I don't know what to do. We'll get the Kukui, I guess. But this lead Sylveon will go down here. He will get his first knockout of the game. Fisherman. Actually, I could have gotten a Parallel City. I could have removed two of his Pokemon from that, and then I could have put everything back. So we're going to lose this, which is fine. We are going to bring up our fellow Sylveon here, who can now start attacking. We are going to do a lot of damage. Ooh, we got the Parallel City! So we're going to go with this. We're done. Let's see what he gets rid of. It won't be... I can't see him getting rid of the Espeon. Actually, if he does, that'd be the best play, because... Oh, he keeps it! Okay, I can actually now Lysander. Yeah, I can Lysander, and I'm gonna Plea. And that'll weaken this Drampa quite a bit. So we're gonna bring up this guy here, and we're gonna put all that energy back into his hand, because he does not need it. And here we go. Plea GX. Put these two back into your hand. No more setup Pokemon. No more setup Pokemon. Drops the Psychic Energy down on the Espeon, which is fine. Drops both Pokemon back down. Goes for a potential Max Elixir. Does he land it? He actually lands it! This is close. Goes for a Psybeam. I'm gonna get confused here, which is a problem. We have... Oh, man. Now, if I can get him out of here, that would be great. We're gonna puzzle. Oh, no. The Eevees are the ones that are coming up. That's it. I'm gonna Hex. Come on, luck. We need luck right now. Come on. We need a Fairy Wind. Please flip heads. Yes! Down goes that Espeon. We're gonna land 2 more prizes, a Crushing Hammer, and a Level Ball. Whew. This is close. This is close. We can do this. 180 damage, 2 turns. We can do this, I think. He's got a Psychic Energy. My VS Seekers, are they all gone? No, I've still got 2. Potentially 2 prize. So I can control his energy resources on this Drampa. That would be clutch. He'll be able to hit me for 20 right now. Righteous Edge hits me for 20. That's fine. We're gonna get an Eevee, which is not so fine. Crushing Hammer. Come on, land heads! Yes! We're gonna get rid of the Psychic Energy. You don't need it. No Berserking for you. We're gonna actually Kukui here. I'm getting those Eevees out of the way, and I need to Fairy Wind. Come on, land heads. Yes! Oh man, we might actually get a knockout on this Drampa, and that will be the game. We're gonna see. Oh. I think you're still in range. Yes, I'm still in range of knocking him out. He's gonna evolve his Dragulge. Oh man, we've got control, but can we land that last coin toss? That is the question. We're at 100 damage. We're gonna get Fairy Energy. Drop that down onto the Sylveon in the back. I want to know what are the last 6 cards in my deck. 2 of them are VS Seekers. And Max Potion, which is cool. I'm gonna evolve this guy into Sylveon here. Come on. Win the game! Win the game! Yes! Sylveon shows a fence and stall. We took out 3 decent-sized GXs. And we took out a Shaman. That one I don't understand. But we took out a Shaman, we took out Drampa, we took out the Espeon, and we stalled out. So, you guys can see there is huge potential in this. Now, again, you guys are going to see this in a way different format than me. There are going to be times you guys are going to be like, why didn't you go for this? I'm going to say this now. I have no idea how to play stall. None at all. So if you guys are definitely into this, try it out yourself and see it. I am going to do one more game, but be advised that this is going to be a long episode. Alright, match number 2 is here, and we're going up against Rain Fire L playing a Water Steel deck. So it's definitely not going to be Delmize Metagross, because that would be Psychic Steel. We are going to win the coin toss, and I want to let him go first. So he gets to decide if he wants to go first or second, or sorry, he's just going first. I'm not going to get a hand, I'm just going to send it right back, because it's just awful. My opponent might be in for an awful hand if he's not expecting Sylveon and what it can do. Here we go. Do we get it? We get an Eevee. Alright, so Eevee turn 1. I like it. We have the Crushing Hammers to remove the energy for turn 1. We can kind of get ourselves into a nice hand. We'll have the opportunity to go for a Magical Ribbon. We're going to see Talonflame Jirachi. I have no idea what to expect, but it's cool. We're going to see... Oh, you're Froakie. You're another Greninja deck. That's interesting. So we'll all be searching for cards. I can't get rid of the Talonflame. He's going to drop a Water Energy here, which is cool. But I'm actually going to try and get rid of that. So we're going to go for the nice ribbon here. Sorry, we're going to get into Sylveon, which one of them is prized. Got to keep that in mind here. And keep in mind, we can't actually one-shot a Talonflame. Nope. We're going to go for the Crushing Hammer. We're gonna fail. Crushing Hammer. Fail. That's just shoot. Oh man, I was hoping for that one. And we land nothing of value here. So I'm gonna have to Magical Ribbon. I want to get some stuff that can disrupt him immediately, like maybe a Delinquent, a Flare Grunt, and a Parallel City. I want to get rid of that water energy. He's going to hit me with it, not a problem. It's not going to be too much of a problem, but I'm very scared of what's to come. I am very scared of what's to come. Because I know Greninja does not, like, Sylveon doesn't like anything that can get their energy back. I can't disrupt Greninja as long as it's not, like, if the water energy is on the board, I can get rid of it. If it's not on the board, I can't get rid of it. He ends again, which is alright. Like, I had a lot of mitigation, don't get me wrong, but there's still ways to get that back. I'm going to get a Team Skull Grunt, so I potentially can get rid of energy here. Crushing Hammer again for that water energy on the Talonflame, because I do want to get rid of that. He goes for the Aero Blitz. Nothing I can do here. He will be... I'll probably have to... I'll probably have to go for the end, though. Because if he's searching for Frogadiers and stuff right now, I don't want that to go off. We're going to get Double Colorless Energy, which we can just put down onto our Sylveon. So don't have another Eevee right now. Let's go for that Crushing Hammer attempt. We fail 3 of them! Let's see if I can get rid of this. I am just all over failing right now, this disruption. Let's just cancel. Let's concede. I can't stop him. I can't stop him. Nothing worked. Nothing. Alright guys, we're back into game number 2 here, going against Dr. Bombay. He's going to get the coin toss here. Hopefully we can go second. We're going to lose it, so he might go first. Should go first. Usually they go first, and they did go first. We're going to get no Eevee, because the Flareon did show up first. So can't look at the rest of that hand, but he can get an idea what we're going to be playing. And he may not like it, considering he sees the Crushing Hammers, the Delinquent, and the Team Flare Grunt. Oh boy. There's a ton of stuff going on. We're going to pass. We're not going to get an Eevee here. We're going to just see this. He's going to get the opportunity to see the Sylveon-GX. Going to pass again. Pass again. My opponent's going to get a ton of cards, guys. A ton of them. Still nothing. I'm alright with this. You know what? If he wants to use his resources early, that's fine. Wow. Can we get one Eevee? One Eevee. That's all we're asking for. Mulligans happen. I'm just saying that now. Mulligans happen. We finally got an Eevee. But our hand is absolutely dreadful. Our hand is absolutely dreadful. Like, there's nothing I can play on here. Nothing. Nothing I can do. My opponent is getting the opportunity to draw like 10 cards. So he's going to have the most optimal hand possible where we have nothing. Nothing. Like, I don't have an opportunity to evolve Eevee. I have no way to get draw support. Like, I have a Kukui. That's it. All the mitigation in this hand is currently not here. Now, if he ends, it'd be like a blessing in disguise. It'd be a blessing in disguise. Look at all those cards. Oh, man. He's going to drop down as much as he can. And I don't blame him for taking this. But again, it kind of helps us in the long... He's got Farfetch'd. What are we playing? Playing Fairy Belt down on Tauros. Okay. Acrobike. I don't have a problem with this because he's just going to search and get rid of cards. Now, I do need to evolve because I know if he gets a double colorless energy, he actually gets a fighting energy. We're going to see another Acrobike. He can do this all he wants. I don't have a problem with him ditching cards and going through this deck fast because the whole point is to stall. I would love it if you could end, though. He got rid of a Gumshoes, so he has Gumshoes. Another Acrobike. Wow, he's going fast. I don't know if he's ever seen what Sylveon does. He's going to go for a Kukui. A little early on that because he can't attack, in my opinion. We're going to see another Fighting Fury belt down onto Farfetch. Guys, I'm not going to lie to you. I've got the worst potential time to do this, but I have to Lysander into what? Sandygast? I'm gonna Lysander into Sandygast so he doesn't get a chance to attack, and that's my play. That's it. I have a terrible hand. If he'd end, I would have been great. I don't even have a Fairy Energy to start Magical Ribboning and starting to get rid of that stuff. So he is going to go for an attach Fighting Energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. He got a Max Elixir onto that Tauros, so that Tauros is set up. He's got the Palossand now. He'll be taking 20 less damage, but I'm not big on that. I'm not worried by it. We can get rid of both of those Fighting Fury belts. No way are you guys getting HP. No way are you getting HP. We are going to evolve. I need a Kukui. I got a Fairy Energy, so I can actually start doing things. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm going to go for a Crushing Hammer. I'm going to go for a Team Flare Grunt. And what do I do next? You know what? Let's go double Crushing Hammer. Because if I can get rid of all 3 energy in one turn, that's huge. But there we go. We got a lot of energy. We got a lot of cards now. We're in great shape. I want to slow my opponent right down, and he literally milled himself half. Like he's missing half his deck. So as long as we can keep him from doing anything weird and getting additional attack power, that's great. And Palossand ain't not moving from that spot for a while, unless he like Olympias or switches or anything like that. We're gonna see a Fighting Energy drop onto the Palossand. Kukui is going to go off. He needs 4 energy to attack. Fighting Fury Belt back onto that Tauros. I'm alright with that. Gonna get an Eevee down. I'm gonna go for my first of 2 Crushing Hammers. We're gonna land it, and I'm gonna get that energy out of the Tauros. I do not want that thing setting up on me. I landed both, so both Tauros' energies are gone. Team Flare Grunt, we're going to get rid of all 3 energy that were on the board last turn, and we just kind of opened up an entire opportunity. I don't need to go for a Team Flare Grunt now because he does only have 1 energy on the Palossand. I want to get some control on his hand. So let's Perilous City, Delinquent, and why don't I just get double colorless energy so I can start attacking? That works too. Last thing I want to do though is hit that Tauros. Last thing I want to do is hit that Tauros. Gets a Fighting Energy down. Max Elixir. He's still going for Fighting Energy. He's still going for it. Okay, he got it. And he has to pass his turn. Okay, so we're going to get another Crushing Hammer. We're going to land it. There goes another energy from the Tauros. We are going to go for a VS Seeker. I'm just going to go for that good old Team Flare Grunt. Stop my opponent in his tracks. That's my energy for the turn. Parallel City will keep him from adding any additional Pokemon to the field. And we're going to add a nice... double colorless energy to the Sylveon and do some damage. Because there's... yeah, there's no reason for me to go for Is it Magical Ribbon really that... I can get myself 2 puzzles of time. That seems like the... I only have 1. So 3 puzzles of time are currently locked. I'm going to go for a Team Rocket's Handiwork. I want to get the Lysander. I'm going to get that other Crushing Hammer. And now all these cards, I don't need to play them. I do want to get rid of that energy. He's lost what? 6 energy already. 6 of them are gone. He's drawing cards significantly quicker than I need to. He's got a second energy onto Palossand. We're going for Crushing Hammer. Do we land all 4? Nope, we do miss this one. But I am going to go for a VS Seeker here into that Team Flare Grunt. We're going to hit him for as much as we can. I do not want energy in play at all. And there you go. There you go. It's just how it is. Again, I could continue through the entire match here, but with the full control of what Sylveon can do, like when it's running right, it is running right. We landed, what, 3 out of 4 crushing hammers. I could VSC all I want for those Team Third runs. I had Puzzle of Time where I could easily start, well, I'd have to hunt for them, but you could start just recollecting everything you've lost. Sylveon is broken. Not broken in terms of like Garbodor, but if you're looking for a brand new stall deck, this is the one for you. Definitely the one for you. And it's an evolution of that, which is just making it even more possible for people to play it. But with that though, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are brand new here, please hit that subscribe button because it does mean the world that you guys come back and watch the regular videos on a regular basis. And with that, I'm going to get myself out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Time out.